Drives me crazy is people who say use gratitude as this like positive thinking strategy where they're not even Christians. And it's a secular approach, or they say it doesn't really matter what you believe, but you need to be grateful because it'll be good for you, like all this sort of thing. Because there's like actually research that proves that being grateful is good for you, which is kind of funny because like God commands us to be grateful. So funny, it's actually good for you to do what God says. Huh. Exactly. But how grateful means like being outside of yourself. And so unless you're grateful to someone who's in control, who's responsible for, what you're grateful for, it's not actually gratitude. It's just not gratitude. Gratitude is an exercise in humility because it's saying, this isn't me. It's not about me. This wasn't because of me. This was all God. And so you're grateful because he's blessing us. All these good things are not the work of our own hands, are not because of us, or even if they are the work of our hands, it's because God's the one who's established it, right? Like in the Psalm, it says, establish the works of our hands. It's gratitude and humility go side by side, which means it's not always like super fun positivity thinking. And so a lot of the stuff out there about gratitude is just kind of garbage because it's actually at heart not gratitude, but positive thinking, groundless, foundationless, castle of sand positivity. So we need to stay away from that approach to gratitude, but we also need to not be so put off by those messages that then we reject gratitude. Because sometimes if a word gets overused, then we say, well, I'm not going to do that because, those people are using that word and that's not what I need to be doing. So I'm just going to forget about it or not think about it, or, oh, that's what they say gratitude is. Well, then gratitude's dumb. I'm not going to do it. It has always been striking to me, at least it jumped out at me a number of years ago, just reading through the epistles. I was reading like 5 chapters a day, just on an epistle loop. So like once a month, I was for several months just reading through all the epistles. And that was so interesting and so good. Of course it was so good. But one thing that I noticed was how often the theme of gratitude comes up. Yeah, exactly. Why you're not thankful in the moment when your flaws are pointed out? We're getting there. Yes, you hate jumping on bandwagons. Yeah. And gratitude, especially now it's kind of a popular topic, it can feel that way. But read through the epistles and make a little tally mark of every time something says, I would, either Paul or the writer of the epistle says, I am thankful, or something like, be thankful, be grateful. Even the, popular Philippians verse on be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. It's just woven through the whole thing. It is super important and very clearly emphasized in the New Testament. I mean, in the Old Testament too, but you can see it's really consolidated and repeated over and over in the epistles. And so we cannot ignore it, and we cannot write it off as something that, secular self-help people are saying, or that the shallow Christian bloggers are saying. Maybe they are, but if the New Testament says it, then we say it and we do it. And I think that we need to not let the secular or shallow versions of gratitude methods then shape what we think being grateful is. either, as others have said here this morning. It's humility, and it's saying thank you to God for all that he's giving you, which means, the times when your flaws are pointed out, which means when the trail of honey goes from the counter to the dining room table. It means being grateful for our sanctification, which is not fun in the moment. So it's not like, to be grateful in the morning, you think of things that you like. You think of puppy dogs and cats and sunshine, and you say, okay, I'm grateful for these 5 things. And then you go on your merry way, and that's not helpful. Oh yeah, thankful for coffee. And or at the end of the day, you say, okay, well, I'm thankful that no one died and I had coffee. That's not being grateful. What being grateful is seeing that trail of maple syrup or honey or the broken glass. Actually, mine was pink. I dropped a jar of pancake syrup. It shattered the jar, syrup's on the floor. Oh man, that was a mess to clean up. And something to say thank you for. Thank you because you give the grace